two lightning talks. Welcome. First one is about Bulk Logan, presented by Tobias Krischer. It's creating LOAs automatically from Netbox.
Hi. Yeah, I want to talk about how you can help yourself creating letters automatically instead of doing this manually. I'm Toby. I'm working as network software engineer at Exaring, and we are powering Waipu TV. And one of our daily tasks, or the daily business, is creating peering connections. And this is not something that is specific to us. So this is already solved in a way. You need to set up a peering connection in data centers, obviously, with other parties, which requires physical connections between routers. But the question is, who can really do this physically? And the answer to this is the data center. This is called a cross-connect, and this is already solved. But the question is, how does this happen in practice? So we have those different racks in the data center. We want to connect our rack and our device to another party and their device, and this happens in the so-called Meet Me room. This is what we want to achieve, and Bulk Logan helps us in the organizational part of this, because physically the problem is solved already, okay, but who can really order this cross-connect patch? Can anyone order a connection to our rack? Hopefully not. And this is where the so-called letter of authorization enters, the LOA. This letter is just, probably originated as a real letter maybe, but nowadays this is a PDF, which looks like a letter. You need to put in the details of your own party A, and party B, or maybe this is called Z. So the data center can tell that this is legitimate, you are really allowed to connect, but this is just some PDF. So the question is, does anybody want to do this for us? Because this is pretty annoying. You need to put in the details all the time. You need to put in the correct details, obviously. You need to be specific when you put in your correct port, because otherwise the data center will not connect to the right one. And this is, typical toil work. You don't want to do this manually, but somebody needs to do it. So the idea was, how can this be automated? And fortunately, we have this new colleague, Bulk Logan, former wrestler. He is now deployed in our environment. It's running as a sidecar for Netbox, so it's not implemented as a plugin, but it's accessing all the information it needs to create those PDFs. We can access the tool via custom links in Netbox on our rear ports in the DMARC panel devices that we use to model the network. And then it uses the Netbox API and fetches all necessary information about our panels. You can put in the partner details, like the street address if this is necessary. And in the end, it generates the LOA. This is how this looks in practice. We have the connection details on top, where we have a planned connection. You can see the link in the table, which links to Bulk Logan. If you click on this, you are presented the screen on the lower right, which shows just a form where you put in the remaining details about your partner. You can confirm and generate the LOA. If you are interested in this, you can run this yourself. It's a small tool written in Golang. It's published on GitHub, and the repository includes a small demo setup with Netbox and a script that adds sample data, so you can start in a few minutes. And obviously, this whole tool and the whole idea creates some questions. Why is this necessary at all? So, are there any non-custom alternatives to this process? And fortunately, some data centers are starting or are publishing improved processes. So, this whole organizational problem should not be necessary to fix with such a tool, in my opinion, but this is not a standard process. No standard API is available for this across data centers. So we are currently looking into some specific implementations. For example, the Equinix product Digital LOA, which is quite a good idea, but the issue is that not all data centers are Equinix data centers, and some of them have different processes, some of them don't have any of them. So maybe we will introduce support for those APIs when they are available in the tool, but currently this is only something we are looking into. So the summary is cross-connects require proof of authorization. Obviously, this is not something we want to change, but the form of PDFs that you can easily forge, that you can easily forge is not really great, and still it's very annoying to do. So it's toil. You can streamline this process with Bulk Logan, and as a real fix for this whole problem, we would like to invite the data center providers to improve the process so we don't need to fix it afterwards. The takeaways for today are that you should let the bots do the repetitive work, the annoying work, and that it's not hard to reduce toil if you do it strategically. Thanks. That's it.